Good afternoon, Internet. Had a free day today, and it was almost supposed to be 60 degrees today. So I'd give a break on cutting trees and work. We are in just south of Minor Hill, Tennessee, and we're probably in the city limits of Minor Hill, Tennessee. And this is the Sam Davis Monument. People like history will get a kick out of this. Place where Sam Davis was captured November 19th, 1863. Minor Hill, Tennessee. Executed at Pulaski, Tennessee, November 27th, 1863. When offered his freedom for information, his answer was no. I cannot. I would rather die 1,000 deaths than betray a friend or be false to a duty. No greater love hath man than this, life for one's friend to give, that soul divine speaks to his foe, I die that you may live. Let's go over here and see. This thing tells the actual story. It says, on November 20th, 1863, Scout Sam Davis stopped here while carrying dispatches to the Confederate General Braxton Bragg. According to local traditions, he was asleep under a plum tree when two members of the 7th Kansas Cavalry, disguised as Confederates, arrested and searched him. They found newspapers, maps, detailed descriptions of federal fortifications, and other suspicious items in his boot and saddle seat. Taken to Union headquarters in Pulaski and charged with spying, Davis was tried, convicted, and sentenced to death within a week. Union General Greenville M. Dodge promised Davis a pardon if he would reveal either the source of the papers or the location of Chief of Bragg's scouts, Captain E. Coleman, actually Captain Henry B. Shaw, who was in jail with Davis at the time. Davis refused, saying, if I had 1,000 lives to live, I would give them all rather than betray a friend or confidence of my informer. He was hanged Friday morning, November 27th. Confederate veteran James C. Braley and his wife Sarah lived near the capture site. Mr. Braley kept a hand-drawn map that showed the Lamb's Ferry Road, an old plum stump. After the land was sold, the new owner dug up the stump, but Mrs. Braley had no trouble locating the spot. Civic leader William S. Vaughn and the citizens of Minor Hill raised $250, matched by the state government, for a permanent monument on this site. Approximately 2,500 persons attended dedications ceremonies on July 22nd, 1926. Governor Austin Peay appealed to the young people to be loyal to their country and true to their friends, and Mrs. Braley pulled the cord to release the drapery covering the monument. I can't tell much from these cameras on these old pictures, but when you're up towards Minor Hill, Tennessee, this place is about maybe 3 miles, 4 miles north of the Alabama-Tennessee state line. If you go on 207, it comes off of 72 when it goes into Tennessee. I think it turns into 11. And 11 takes you right through the middle of Minor Hill, Tennessee, and right to Pulaski. I'll show you the monument again. My dad just taught me this thing when I was a kid. I remember at an early age coming to this thing. Dad was always, Mom and Dad both, when we travel, we stopped at cemeteries, old monuments. See if there's anything. No, it's not nothing on the back. It's got a good shade tree. This is a nice little place. All it is this little fenced off area right here that they got. This is pasture land. That's the Minor Hill water tower in the background. But you can see it's just a little spot. It ain't no It ain't a line to stand in to come see this. This is one of them places where you take your family on a road trip. This is the place to stop and stretch your legs. And right from here, when you come across the Tennessee line, you'll come across a creek, and I'll try to go by there after I leave here. It's called Sugar Creek. We've made another video on it where it comes by Mount Zion Church and it goes plumb down to Elk River. Well, where that Sugar Creek goes just above the Tennessee line, and right there where the, I guess what I was saying, 11, where 207 turns into 11 going into Tennessee, that was the last stand in Tennessee. And I'll go back and get it. I plan on leaving here. I'm gonna go by and see that place, and I'm gonna probably go by the Big Red Store. Y'all like the Big Red Store. I don't know if this will be one video or two. I'm gonna turn back here. You can see where I'm parking. Those roads, this is one way in, the other one comes out. But that's what you see from the road. And the only parking here in the front is handicapped. So it's a good place to go up in there, real easy to get into, no steps. And you're gonna park right there in between the roads. And I've never been here and had to worry about parking space, so you ain't gotta worry about that. Okay, this is Tennessee Highway Park. Please cooperate to keep this area clean, and it's always clean. I don't know who keeps it clean. The people who live right next to it might keep it a little bit clean. All right, this is Wing Danglers. If you like it, please subscribe and share what we got. You have a good day. Afternoon. Coming back, I think I just left a Sam Davis monument, and on the way back I'll stop at another place. This is the Confederate retreat at Sugar Creek. It's supposed to be the last stand in Tennessee. Let me go ahead and read it. Retreating after the Battle of Nashville, the rear guard of the Confederate Army of Tennessee under General Nathan B. Forrest and Edward C. Walt Hall surprised and halted the Federal advance here on the morning of December 26, 1864. In the last battle of the campaign, the Confederate Army then continued the retreat to the Tennessee River. And this is the last stand of Tennessee, is what we've always been told. It says Sugar Creek. I'll show you Sugar Creek here. Anybody that can knows a little about Civil War history can imagine what went on at this place. You see, if you can tell the camera, a lot of farmland and a real good creek. And I'll show you slow. And if you're ever coming up 207 from 72 highway and you go into Tennessee and cross the Tennessee line, when you come down at the bottom of the hill, that's where you run into Sam Davis Bridge right here. And this whole area is considered the last stand of Tennessee, and we're below Sam Davis Monument. And this is called Sam Davis Memorial Bridge. It's a real good place to go. And you see, when you come down to 207, if you go straight up where that truck's going, that'll take you to Minor Hill. And I've got another video, if you look, it says we go to Mount Zion. You hit that road right there. In other words, you take a left off of 11 here. And this is Sugar Creek Road. You take this road and you really can't get lost, but you can ride all day on these roads. I wouldn't come in a low rider. You might have to cross a creek. It goes over the roadway a few places. But you go down that road and there's so much to see. And you can cut all the way across to what we call Rabbit Trail Road. And this is kind of a block. So you, like I say, you can't get lost. You're either going to come out Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, Leoma, somewhere in Alabama. And that ain't too far from Lexington, Grassy. You ain't going to get lost. This is a great place. And if you got a dual purpose motorcycle, you might can go down this road, but it's just rough enough in a few places that I really don't like carrying my motorcycle down there. There's too many potholes. And sometimes the creek's deep. I don't want to cross the creek with a car and it's just a few inches deep, but I just don't care about doing it on my motorcycle. Alright, we're going to do some more today. I got some riding, especially while it's almost 60 degrees. And I think 3 weeks ago we had record lows of, I think wind chill was 15 below. That's unusual for this area. Well, y'all have a good day. See if we can move on to the next spot.